Alrighty, and we're back featuring my not great hairline, but my pretty damn awesome hair. Third guy, bodybuilder dude, bringing him to stage and flying out tomorrow to go see him on that stage. It's gonna be fun. This is a crazy point in my life. There's a reason that the YouTube videos have stopped as of, oh golly, I think the last one was back in March or something like that. I guess it's only July. I've had longer breaks than this from my YouTube stuff. I think. I don't really know. But all that said, yeah, third competitive guy to bring to stage. Fun little story, little kind of background on this whole endeavor, because a lot of y'all haven't been around for this. It's pretty much guy. I made a little promotion like, hey, you know, it's my goal. We're bringing more people to stage than we did last year, so I at least need to work with 3 guys. So 3 open stage rep spots. Hit me up. Let's do this stuff. And so far, we started with actually 4 guys doing stage reps because, you know, people more than 3 reached out and all that fun stuff. And 2 are currently still in it. The other 2, weirdly enough, they dropped out similar times and all that stuff, and they're both going to be, you know, still working with me. So I'm incredibly thankful for that. The other 2 guys are good. One guy, the next guy is going to be doing something in September, which I'm very excited for. My first men's physique guy, and this time around, Cody is his name. He's going to be doing a classic, and he's going to be doing a pretty bang-up job. I'm incredibly excited. You know, first-time competitor, a younger competitor at that, came to me with the 4x12 mentality, you know, the high school weights lifting kind of thing. And since then, we have worked together, and I think we're going to bring in a good package, you know. To be kind of upfront and kind of honest with myself, and also just the experience as a whole ordeal, it's not necessarily the level of conditioning that I myself as a coach like really want my guys to have. But you know, considering that this was, you know, I think 16 weeks because we started March, yeah. So we gave ourselves kind of 16 weeks. We lost approximately like 26 pounds in those 16 weeks. I can't be upset. You know, the man was a hard-working mother effer the entire way through, and I think it's just going to make for a really great first-time package. Like, this is a gentleman that, you know, I've seen people's physiques and been like, hey, you can make it somewhere, and, you know, I'd be nice, especially if you hit me up in the DMs. There's a chance if you've ever been like, hey, Trenton, you think I got potential? I will be like, oh yeah, you got potential. But this is a gentleman that I really think, like, sincerely has potential. His quads, his waist, his structure and everything, like, he's a gentleman that I'm incredibly excited that I got the opportunity to be the first guy to work with him, for one, and 2, get to then help lead him to the stage, and I think it's really awesome. But what's really not so awesome is the fact that I gotta be up at like 3 a.m., possibly 4 a.m. if I'm really feeling risque and frisque tomorrow. And because then I gotta head to Detroit, head to the airport over there, then fly, lay over in Washington, and then we are over in Newark where my client's gonna be picking me up again. Because, let's just say, renting a car at the age of 22, kind of pricey. I think the insurance gets better when you're 25, but up until that point it's a little rough around the edges. So, that being said, really excited for that ordeal, a little risque, not really, I just can't speak, but unloading my car, because another thing, and probably a video I'm going to be making once this is all said and done, moving to a new apartment. This summer, I moved into a different apartment from my parents' place, which is where I was initially at, and now moving into another one. So that's kind of 2 apartments in the span of like 4 months, which is fun. But yeah, I'm excited. I think it's gonna be really nice. A lot of stuff that's been going down has been really nice in life. And, you know, maybe in this new place that I'm going to be moving in with my girlfriend, I can maybe do a couple more videos. But that aside, you didn't come here for a little life update. That's another video. You're here for show stuff and things. So I need to finish unpacking, and I will see you when I see you next. Maybe we'll have a lift in this video. I don't know. Alrighty, we are showered up. I think I'm going to get a nice 3 hours of sleep tonight. The gym did not happen, to put it mildly, and along with that, kind of happy. I need a bit more of a longer extended rest period, so a break kind of then tomorrow, and also Saturday will be nice, and then I might get back to it Sunday night. I might take the 3 days off just for the heck of it. I don't really know quite just yet, but I'm very excited for all the fun things and stuff, and yeah, I think it's gonna be a really, really great time, and next time I will see y'all, it's either getting up and getting ready or at the airport. Ready, sir.
All right, I think Cody's got this in the bag. We've seen a little bit of the competition. They're tall guys, big guys, and I think he's got the size. Like, definitely has the shape. I mean, if you've seen this guy, he's just like hourglass. He's been going at it for like 4 years already. He's got the mental down.
Dedicated, you know, ever since probably like 2 years ago now. We went to the gym at 4 o'clock in the morning before school. So I definitely think he is dedicated at this point. Like Chris said over there, you know, 4 years. There he is.
Here he is, all tanned up.
Looking mighty orange.
Well, I've known Cody.
Oh, we're good.
Fat, like I'm looking tighter.
Yeah, dude.
I think that's the point of it.
Yep, that's what a carb up can do. It's a shame the camera does not do you justice. Not half shabby. Okay.
It's weird because like I'm sticky.
I think where I want you to stand for this is we're going to bring you. Well, let's see. Let's look in the mirror, I guess. I think it's gonna be good. Yeah, and then the oil in the stage light is really gonna bring that up. You know what? All things considered, not half shabby, man. The thing ain't gonna work the best.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, I trust you. Just don't drop it and make sure that you get good shots. And
All
stuff.
right.
So move around as you need. All right. So starting off, let's just do the front relaxed, and then we'll kind of.
Is it already going?
Yeah, it should be
Okay.
recording already. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Alrighty. All right, core turn to the right. Oh yeah, core turn to the right, face the rear. Right, lean back a little more, and then also do the pop. Just get the right. There we go. Beautiful. Alrighty, core turn to the right. Okay, front arm up a little bit more. Yep, and the back arm back a little more. There we go. A little bit more of a lean if you can, sir. Alright, core turn face the front. A little bit more of a lean forward per se. There we go. Arms a little bit, shoulders roll forward a little bit more. There we go, beautiful. Alright, quad engagement, let's, yeah, we have a lot to worry about. Alright, and relax. Alright, stellar dudes. So we'll go into then the classic poses. And just remember, every time you go into the thing, hit the relax pose and then wait for the other thing. And then, especially for this one, quick transitions is going to be our friend. So from relax, whenever you're ready, sir. Alright, core turn to the right. Oh, fuck, I messed that one up. You can face the front. I was thinking the relaxed ones. Alright, alright. It didn't happen. Alright. And for relax, are you ready, sir? Alright, you can't pull your toes, point your toes out a little bit more. There we go. Yep, there we go. Alright, and front double bicep. Gnarly. Alrighty, core turn to the right. Alright, side chest. Alright. Here's the fun part. Alright, now we're gonna bring your arms up a little bit more. Alright, grab a little higher. Alright. That'll do. Alright, and then with that, then a core turn face the rear. Alright, get the rear relaxed, then we'll go to the next thing. Alright, lean back more, then pop. Alright. Beautiful. Alright, rear double back. Alright, elbows a little bit more forward. There we go, open it up to the back. Alright, cool. Core turn to the right. There we go. Alright, abs and thigh. Alright, awesome job, awesome job. Alright, and with that, favorite classic pose. Alrighty, okay, better. Okay, actually, I am behind it. Opposed to dipping this elbow or the shoulder down so much, try to keep it a little bit more even. So opposed to like, because I like the lean, but opposed to the lean being like strictly just with the shoulders like this, have it be at the hip. And so like, shoulders kind of parallel with each other, and you dip at the hip. If like the upper body falters, that's gonna be, it is what it is. So it's going to be a guy, like you said, you know, with a bigger back or with a bigger chest or something. What we got is the legs, so we're going to use the legs. So that's going to be kind of the big ordeal. Obviously, we may be going against guys with a bit more definition, but I think the size and overall shape is what we got going for us. So that's what we got to kind of use to our advantage. It's going to be a lot of twisting and cranking on them in order to give, like, you know, the best chance we got in that regard, and all that good stuff. Yeah. You know, dude, that side shot though, like, it's always been nuts from like the waist down, and the upper body's like really coming along too. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's just the side chest, and yeah, okay, definitely for now though, because of the tan on at wrist. It's looking, yeah, the grabbing of the thing may not have been the best idea. That's okay. It's not gonna be bad. So we're gonna stop now. Yeah, you are going to lay down, relax, and try to cool off as much as humanly fucking possible. Alrighty, welcome to a little BTS of the whole show day thing, featuring me and Bruce. So, with the GPS. So pretty much me and Bruce are on a last minute Walmart run.
Stop sign. You'll turn right the same way. Then at the next stop sign, you'll turn right.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for making me feel good.
So pretty much we're off to do a Walmart run, just some last minute food things, because thank God where we're staying has mini fridges and along with that, microwaves. So we're in the, what do we want to call this car? Does it have a nickname?
Gosh. I don't even know. For right now, I'm just gonna call it Tomater.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So we got like Tomater. It is a little bit of a touchy piece of work.
Yeah.
The point being, the muffler is sagging.
No, Mike. He's not turning left. That's great to know.
Oh, that's fun. So yeah, the muffler's hanging. This thing is loud as heck. Whether the AC works in the back seat, I don't really think so.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So
I've been in back there for like 4 hours. no, not even 4 hours. Probably like 5.
Yeah. So pretty much it's just been a long day of us kind of driving around in this thing, and with the real interesting driver, Chris, who was the cameraman of our little kind of posing sesh earlier. I heard he was a real smart cookie, but the man cannot multitask for the life of him. Every time he'd go to make a turn, he would look at his, like, you know, his like dead spots. That's what they call them.
Yeah.
Blind spots. Yeah. He would look at his blind spots and then drift in the opposite direction. It's like he looked to check his left and almost hit a curb on the right. This man he was the luckiest guy I think I've ever been in a car with, which is both terrifying but very fortunate. So, main thing with the Walmart trip, just like last minute, Jesus.
I mean,
Yeah, do you wanna?
like I'm guessing it's meant to do that, but like,
Yeah.
So you can do that.
That's fun. That's great. But yeah, main thing's gonna be like last minute carb things. I need to get myself a quick pair of tennis shoes. And along with that, just have ourselves time, get some last minute stuff. I need to get food that isn't packaged meats or bread, because that's mainly what I've been eating. So I want to get myself some legit. And then, well, we're gonna be essentially off to the races, and back over to the motel. Which honestly is not terrible for a motel. 30 minutes out from the show location, which will be nice because we gotta get up early, so it should be a pretty easy time. Oh god, more or less.
Oh my God.
Alright, sir, are you ready? Front relaxed. Let's kind of see what we're working with. Okay, a couple more lumps and bumps. Alright. Alright, already. This arm out a little bit more. Alright, awesome. This one back a little bit more. And a little bit more of that lean forward with your upper body. Alright, core turn, face the rear. Alright, wonderful, sir. Alright, core turn to the right. Alright, I need you looking at the wall the entire time you go about it. There we go. That's a money shot. Alright, and relax. Alright, cool. Yeah, so the big thing is just going to be whenever you are looking, wherever you are looking, your body will go. Is like, I think, the big thing I could say about all that. Because your side relaxed when you weren't looking forward, phenomenal. When you do look forward, goes to shit. So the big thing is like, spend a majority of time not looking at the audience, like soak it in, but you know, save your smiles for the front poses and all that good stuff. Alright, so whenever you're ready, you just kind of face the front-ish and we'll go from there. And front double bicep. Remember, think the legs, just because they're hidden doesn't mean we don't want to engage them. Alright, and core turn to the right. Alright, Perfect. Yeah, dude, it's a night and day kind of difference. Alrighty, night before show day. Final thoughts, final feelings, stuff of that nature.
Nervous, but excited.
Alrighty, we'll take that.
And yeah, bodybuilding's fun. More people should do it.
Perfect. Alright, morning of show. He's eating actual food. It's beautiful. Opposed to rice cakes and other stuff. It's like actual rice. Which I think this will be good. Filling meal is the theory and hopes. But no, honestly, I mean, the indentation in your abs earlier this morning was looking a lot nicer. And then we can just assume that your legs are gonna look great because they're your legs. Yeah. What are your thoughts, day of show? How you feeling? What are the hopes? What are the dreams and everything?
Surprisingly pretty good. Yeah, can't wait to be on stage. And I can't wait for my second show where I win that whole thing and dominate.
All right, vlog day 2. Post the first little bit of it showing.
Oh God. Okay, now all right.
Okay, now.
It's a good side chest. This is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever been a part of. All right, front double. All right, we're good. Put them up. Let's get.
Get your pants back on.
All right, what do we?
Before we get arrested.
All right, so we're gonna walk around the mall
You know,
in
those
between
fit, I'm
prejudging
looking
and
up.
finals. And this video is going to be a mess.
Oh, you're all peachy.
Yeah. All right, let's go before it starts melting.
Anyone? Oh, is it video or camera?
It is a video. You
Oh. What? I don't even, is this even D&D?
No, it's something else.
Yeah.
It is also a RPG.
You blend in with all the wood things. Yeah, I feel like in a weird turn of events, Barnes & Nobles is the place we are taking a breather in between our bodybuilding show and not. But this one here, I think it's like Monmouth, New Jersey. I really like the layout. It's actually not too shabby, all things considered.
Stanley Tucci.
Here we have the post-show recipes. Wait, open a random page in the Snoop Dogg one. I want to see what's in there. What is that font? Wait, is this just a drink book?
Gin and juice.
No, I think I'm just in the
That thing,
the drink
Singapore.
portion.
Oh,
Ooh, lobster.
party yard.
Pardbird?
Pardbird.
Is it
It looks good.
Dardybird. I don't know what this.
These
this
fonts are
font
hard to
is.
read.
Man, the U.S. literacy is really going. Ooh, chocolate cake.
Oh, what's this? But yeah, all things considered, footage of the show. We'll see if Cody's going up for finals. I know we got prejudging done. It was just one of those things where like he was out on stage and I think there was just such a huge difference from like him and the other competitors. I don't think any of us really wanted to record stuff because we're like, oh golly. But you know, this has been a good learning experience. You know, it's not like the greatest thing ever, but you know, it's a good stepping stone moment. I think for me as a coach for one, and then also Cody as an athlete.
Charlie Kirk.
What the heck?
Dog.
I guess, are they clickbaiting books nowadays?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hi Hitler. Patient.
We have been over here for way too long already, and it's been like a minute. That's just too much of this. Oh, we are in.
That's deep
now.
files. That's deep in the files, man.
What are the files?
Just almost fell there.
Yeah, don't.
Yo, I got a new friend. I think we can take him if we want. You can catch me.
Oh, yeah.
Cody, if I buy you a thong that has your face on it, will you wear it to your next show?
Sure. You can have one that says, "Look, don't look here, look up" or something.
Yeah.
I want.
My quads are down there.
Okay, so that's the
limit for this one for the gym?
We will say a limit of 500 calories.
So one thing.
Well, some are a little less. Some are a little less.
One nice thing.
That's actually
Yeah.
crazy. That's convenient.
Well, that's why I said 500 because you can read them. So it's like going to be one big thing or a couple smallish things.
Poor guy. Actually, no, yeah, because we're gonna pig out tonight.
Yeah, but that's the reason. I kind of trust you guys to have a grand old time without me. So while I'm here and have a say in the matter, I'm going to be like, hold back a little bit. Why don't you guys?
So yeah, we said like 2 years for me to get pregnant. I know this shit's gonna fly by. This one flew by, so.
Yeah, that was like 4. Well, so a year and a half, it might feel like forever. Go back to the other photo real quick.
Oh my. Bruce is starting.
There we go.
Is it good?
All right, so hold that. All right. Hey, Cody. All right. That. There we go.
Absolute chud. Because I really want to try this because I saw this online. It's like a wet bread.
It's like a wet bread. All right.
You like wet bread?
Yeah. Well, it says moist food.
Whenever you're ready. Holy.
I'm glad we did this and not like
Way cheaper than crumble.
Yeah, say it looks light. Yeah, actually, you're right
and
too.
less calories.
Yeah, say lighter, actually homemade in
Yeah.
too. I mean, crumble is like made in house, but it's crumble.
Crumble is going to be like
Still
50
quite
grams
soft.
sugar with 500 calories.
Yes, I had to zoom in on your face. Everything you said was blurred as folks on Taylor just in the background.
It's like 150 grams of sugar.
Yeah.
And like 1,000 calories for a cookie this size. That's like, what, 150?
150, I think 250. And it's decently priced too.
Well, there's that.
I gotta be careful with it.
Jesus Christ, dude. Alrighty, trending from the far, far future, and by far I mean like I think a month actually, exactly on the money at this point. But yeah, so that's training. We're at the gym. We're doing gym things and stuff. And I want to take this time to kind of, because I didn't have my mics charged or something like that. I couldn't quite mic me and Cody up, so just sit down with the camera. Hope it would pick up some audio, and it just picked up a lot of MC Hammer. So unfortunately, that would probably cause a couple copyright things here and there, and I don't want that. So I'm just gonna kind of narrate. That's the word I'm looking for. Over what's going on, just talk about more of the whole ordeal, this event, the show, and everything, because admittedly, this was a mess of a day, but it was a fun mess, you know. So to put it mildly, as you noticed, there was zero footage of Cody on stage, and why is that? Well, because me and all his buddies assumed when he came out on stage, he was getting absolutely just smoked. So the rest of us were like, oh, we don't know if we want to record this. And part of me wishes we did, because we didn't go back for finals. We did not do an individual posing routine. We did not do much of anything in that regard. And some people may hear that and be like, well, what the hell? Why not finish what you started? Because what we started was already finished. We knew what the outcome would be, and we knew the next best thing to do was going to be to get Cody to add a couple pounds and just get ready for the next show. And that's the big thing there, the next show. Like, we talked about it. We went in, talked with, the head promoter person, or, running the event, and, just what would happen, all this other stuff. And we made the call, what would be more fun, kind of getting our touches handed to us again at finals, or, just kind of heading out, exploring the area, getting some more food, hitting a lift, and just spending time doing that. Because had we gone to finals, all the fun things you just witnessed pretty much would not have been able to happen. And honestly, I'm kind of happy with what we did. As a coach, it's never a good feeling when you lead someone down a path where things didn't go out as you wanted, and you bring someone to stage that can't take home an overall, that can't say it's like, wow, this is a great package, they did everything right. And that eats at me, and that will eat at me with every single stage rep I do moving forward. Because at this point,
I'm new, I'm fresh. And this one, as much as it was Cody's show, as much as it's the show for the athlete, it's a show for the coach as well, showing what they know. And I had 2 great stage preps last year, and to have my first one of this year absolutely just not be what we both wanted to be from both the coach and athlete perspective, it's going to eat at me for a bit until I can finally hit my stride. So we'll possibly have 2 more. We have 1 more guy I know competing in the month of September here soon. And then we might have another guy sometime in November. And, that might be just another 3 guys for the year. That's fine. That's okay. Because I have some absolute units that I'm working with now in their off season. So, we just got to show love to those who show love and just kind of grind out in silence. I can't be as big and boisterous as I want it to be. And that's okay because, as much as I'm naturally inclined to do that, maybe I can't. Maybe that's something that I should not be doing. I should maybe take things one step at a time, take it slow, enjoy the process, and just do a good job thoroughly. But all that aside, lateral raises. So the big thing, oh golly, what a great segue, I tell you what. But yeah, let's talk about, what we're doing. So the big thing I want to do in regards to getting with Cody is just work with him on his form, his mind, muscle activation, stuff like that. Just making sure what he's doing is right. That way when we get into the growth phase, his weak points can thoroughly be brought up. And in any kind of situation, when you're going just, from your first show, there's no real weak points, but there are parts that if you grow them can just kind of assist in other regards. My big thing that I want, that, I feel like a lot of people typically should really, focus on are going to be like your legs, your chest, and your back. Those are the big 3 muscle groups. Those are the things that are going to show, the most on stage. Like big arms or whatever, but if you don't have a big back or a big chest to go with those big arms, you might be aesthetic kind of out in the wild, but on the stage you're going to look like a Neanderthal. Like it's just not going to be the best thing ever. So, along with those, once you have those situations going, shoulders are kind of where my next thing goes, because shoulders are a big muscle group. They help with the artificial lengthening of your clavicles and all that stuff by just having giant masses of meat on your shoulders. At the shoulders. What can I say? So yeah, pretty much the lateral delt thing that we're doing here. I was simply looking to make sure Cody's form was nice. Yeah, and things would grow moving forward. So I guess that's kind of the wrap up of this little intro and section on the next lift. This one specifically, I really wanted to make sure Cody was doing very well. This man has a solid X-frame. He just has relatively higher lat insertions. So, admittedly, then when we saw him in person and all that stuff, and especially when we were getting cut just in general, I noticed he had like good, upper back, mid lats. Then when you got to the lower lats kind of portion is where it maybe got a little weaker around the edges. So, what I really wanted to do with him is just really make sure that he was sincerely feeling the goods doing the lat pull down. Because, you've seen things probably such as Keenan Flaps, especially if you're watching my content, younger demographic, what can I say? I'm always just going to be a big believer in the act of the lat pull down. I think there's a method to that madness that allows for, just kind of better activation of motor unit recruitment of the iliac portion of your lats. But, we can argue about that. Fight me, I dare you, but please don't. So, the thing there, it was mainly working with Cody, what can we do to better get some activation there? Because, rows were obviously working, but how do we get the lower back to do more stuff? And I came to the wonderful conclusion of even more of a bro science-y type of ordeal, behind the neck lat pull downs. Terrifying. But, surprisingly enough, they worked. So the plane of motion in which you want your arms to kind of move when you were doing a lat pull down is, I think it's along the transverse axis, I think technically, or the transverse plane. Science is hard, man. But moral of the story, you want your arms directly out from your torso. You don't want them too far forward, you don't want them too far back. The more in line you are, the more of that lower lat you're going to activate because of the way the muscle fibers attach. They're essentially made to help you bring your upper arms towards and into your torso. So, by doing that with a lot of weight behind it, guess what? You're going to work that muscle. But that aside, then we moved on to some rows. these ones I had a good feeling for and would be phenomenal. We wouldn't really see too much or need too much adjusting. And shocking, I was right. I mean, it's really hard to mess up a row and all of that fun stuff. And another thing I do want to throw in here, just, give Cody his flowers. So, the man being natural, 18, large, big individual. Like, when I met him in person, he was, like, denser and just, like, thicker than I thought, especially over the phone and everything. So, that's always a fun thing to see when you're able to meet people in person. Just be like, whoa, there's some density there that I didn't know was there. Whoa, ho, ho, ho. Because, I mean, for some people, they play up their physique, online, epic lighting and stuff. But, I mean, yeah, someone like Cody was really nice, even though we weren't as shredded as I wanted to be. Still just really cool to see such a young gentleman with such a great physique, straight up. And his legs, god damn, I'm very excited to see what we can do with his legs this offseason. But that aside, with any kind of lat-oriented row, just make sure you're not, like, kind of doing a curl accidentally. Your upper arms, so like your forearms to your hands, I guess upper arm. It depends on what you define as your upper arm. But pretty much your forearms and your hands, they really are just there existing. The main method to the madness is going to be keeping your arms close to your torso and pulling. And then, don't get the bicep too involved. This isn't a bicep movement, even though it's going to get some light activation. And, keep it as controlled as possible. I tend to throw things around, but I'm currently working on just cutting back on that because I've been dealing with some fatigue things. So keep it nice, 1 to 2 RIR depending on what your programming looks like, and yeah, pretty solid movement in my opinion. And now we are on to the dumbbell slight incline press, one of my personal favorites that I rarely do because, yeah, you'll see why. But pretty much, it's a really, in my opinion, it is a really fun movement and a really great movement for a lot of people because you get that free weights kind of fun aspect of it, stabilization, all that fun stuff. It translates pretty damn well into a bench press as well. So, you do dumbbell pressing, you'll find your bench pressing will just kind of improve based on stabilizing and all that cool stuff. So, but the big thing, if I were to recommend this movement and why I wanted to do it with Cody, is because I think it's a great off-season movement. Just because you're going to have some more fat on your frame, some more water retention, depending on if you're hopped on or not, some more nitrogen retention than you would otherwise. And what that's going to allow is just simply for the joints and the active stabilizing to not be detrimental. Whereas when people tend to do show preps, I really like to remove at least a lot of the free weight movements. That way, what we are hitting, we know we're hitting precisely. We're not expending extra energy for, shits and giggles, admittedly, because, while it's fun to lift and lift heavy, it's more fun, to not die or need to take some days off or do a deload and just keep strength as high as we can for as long as we can. But, and that's the thing also. The problem also I found with this movement, for me, I'm not doing it actively at the moment, nor have I actively done it, I think, since, the spring of 24 or something like that. And what has ended up happening is, I went from being able to do, 100 for a number of reps to, I think here I only got it for 2, 3, or 4. It was not a great ordeal, but a wonderful chest-oriented exercise. Why the slight incline? It just tends to make it a little bit more chest-focused. The flat rendition can tend to get a little shouldery, so having that slight incline is just going to kind of position the body in a way in which you're going to get a little bit more overall chest activation from bottom to top and all that good stuff. And now onto another one of my favorite chest-oriented movements. It's pretty much a copycat of what we just did, but it is the Smith machine rendition, a slight incline Smith machine press. Love this guy. It is wonderful. It is great. It is amazing. If you do it right. So this one I've had a history of problems with because I tend to go more for the heavy weight opposed for the active, contracting the chest and getting some good, motor unit recruitment, opposed to my nervous system simply adapting to the weight I'm throwing on this bar. So, the big thing is for these heavier compound movements, obviously if you're going for lifting a lot, you need to lift a lot. But if you're going for muscle growth, feel free to maybe, opposed to the 4 to 6 rep range that I know is pretty popular for a lot of folks right now, lean into that kind of 8 to 10, lean into that 6 to 8, that 6 to 10 kind of rep range. Because the big thing being, If you're using more leg drive and you're feeling your hamstrings cramp up, you might not be using as much chest per se as you may want to. And then also you might be causing a little bit more fatigue than what you want to. And you're going to imagine me kind of talking about fatigue a lot because that's been a big thing for me recently. Now that I've started my own little stage prep thingy. You feel it. And that also happened with Cody during his stage prep because, I mean, he was a high volume guy through and through. But then I showed up, of course, and we reeled it back. And then as prep went on, we lowered the volume. And he kept strength. Things were nice. He actually was PNR pretty nicely, even leading into the show, which should have been my first time that he was not nearly lean enough. But, once again, it is what it is. We live and we learn, and fun stuff. And this was a really fun experience because I think I threw on there was like 2 plates and a 25 on each side. And Cody was like, oh my god, this guy, I tell you what, he just did this much on the thingy to one of, I think it was Chris or something, one of his buddies. And that was just really nice, because, it's one of those things where I'm out here, I do my lifts, and some of them I can recognize for being somewhat impressive, but, when you're a physique guy, the aspects of strength that you may possess, they don't necessarily come across as impressive, so, fun stuff overall. And now we're on to the incline curl. Now, this movement, I didn't realize how good it was, to be completely honest. There's a friend of mine that I got, he goes by Tusa online. His real name, though, I will not mention. But pretty much, his whole ordeal is he kind of popularized or assisted in the popularization of this thing called the recline curl. Where I was training at the time, I didn't really have access to do something such as a recline curl, so I'm like, what about just an incline curl? So I started doing that opposed to my preacher curl variations, and holy smokes, they work. They work incredibly well. Just the act of kind of having your arms lay there and just kind of curling your stuff. I recently did plate-loaded preacher curls for the first time in a matter of months, and I did 3 plates for 4, which was huge for me. For the longest time. Maybe it was it the summer of 25? It was a number of years ago or something like that, where I really did, or maybe months, I can't quite recall, to be honest, but I would struggle with two plates and a 25, let alone be able to do a solid 4.5 reps of 3. So this is a movement that will assist in other curl variations. Now, what I will say also is I don't think my preacher curl variations, whenever I utilize those, necessarily had as big of an impact on the strength of this specific movement. So there are going to be, of course, things that are biased differently from different heads of the bicep, from thing to thing. So you just got to kind of pick and choose which helps you grow, because it's oh yeah, cool, my biceps got stronger. But I've been, keeping an eye on them. I don't know if they've gotten really significantly bigger since I've started doing this new curl variation. So maybe I go back to preacher curls because that kind of gives me more of a look I'm a fan of. I've seen some more noticeable growth. But then again, I've been doing these ones since, I think pretty much since, February. So maybe they need a little bit more time? I don't know. But once again, we live and we learn. I need to stop being so repetitive. I can let segments end without needing to be the end and blah. I just need to kind of transition, or I don't need to transition this thing. I just need to let these clips play out and just move on to the next thing. And now we are on to upper back chest supported rows, and this one's a nice one. Any kind of upper back row where your elbows are going to be flared out and not too close to your side. You're going to be kind of working the mid-back, it builds density, quote unquote. So, definitely something to look into if you're looking to maybe get a little bit more thickness per se in your mid-back. And the nice part about it being chest supported, I personally do these with a cable machine because a lot of times I don't have a chest supported machine available to me. Simply, just use your back erectors, keep yourself stable, keep moving, move the weight, but don't chronically be bending forward and backwards. Keep it nice, make sure you're only really activating the upper portion of your back. And yeah, relatively easy. There's not too much more I really want to or have to say about this, I feel. So I guess on to the next thing. And that next thing happens to be the pose down. So CL in the bathroom. Okay, here we go. He's taking his shirt off. All right, and with that, let's kind of hit the music and thank you for watching the video, y'all. Like, you know, this was a really interesting experience, one that I will always remember, and one that I'm excited that I think something really positive came from it. So, time to watch some big beefy men get all big and beefy and beef and stuff. All right, quarter turn it.
Take like a couple steps this way so the lighting on your chest. Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Yikes. Now bust her open, hurry up. I have a couple bit of footage left on this camera. Oh Lord, have mercy.
But like, you gotta scramble for it.
Thoughts?
Amazing.
Beautiful.
From the